What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the Compex Fixx Mini. So the Fixx Mini is one of the most interesting looking mini massage guns that I've seen, and it's not only because of the massager itself, but it's also because of the attachment handle that you can use with this device. So this was a device that I definitely knew I wanted to check out as soon as I saw it. So excited to take a look at it today and share what comes with this device out of the box, some of the specifications and features of it, and then my final thoughts after using it for a couple days. So the first thing that you see when you open the box is the mini massager itself, which looks like this. You see you've got the Compex branding on the front, and then you do have their blue logo next to it. This blue logo is actually the power button and the speed adjustment button. There is no other branding anywhere on the device. Towards the top of the device, there is a little channel grooved into it for grip. Inside of that channel, there are some rubber pads that I'll just call comfort grips. In terms of the size of the device, it is about 3.5 inches in diameter and about 4.5 inches in height. And this device does come with one attachment already attached to it, which is just their firm round ball attachment. This attachment does not have a lot of give to it. I will compare it to a lacrosse ball. The next thing that comes in the box is the extension handle. So this is a 15-inch piece of curved plastic that is designed to be an extension for the massager so that you can easily reach your back. So on the side of the device, there are some little plastic knobs. Those are designed to help lock this into place. So inside the center of this, there's just two little channels. You place those little knobs in those channels and then rotate the device counterclockwise, and it does lock it into place. So this is gonna make it much easier to reach your backside. So not only mini massage guns, but regular massage guns, that's probably one of the biggest flaws, is that it's difficult to reach your backside. So the addition of the handle is to help make that easier. Now you do get a couple other things with the device. So it does come with a small carrying pouch. This is what it looks like. You've got the Compex branding on the bottom. This is sort of like a thick padded mesh. You do have a little drawstring at the top. Now, one thing I'll say with this that's kind of a flaw in my mind is that the extension handle doesn't actually fit inside this. So if I go ahead and place this in here, it doesn't really fit. So even if you put it at an angle and try to put it in the corner and go to the opposite corner, it still just isn't long enough. So my mind, a little bit of flaw with the pouch there, but it is nice that they include it. Now you do also get a charging cord with this device. It is a micro USB charge, so in order to charge it on the side of the device, there is just a micro USB port. The light on this device will light up as it's charging. Now it does come with 4 different wall attachments, so I have the US wall plug in it here, but it does also come with a UK attachment, an Australian attachment, and a European attachment. And those attachments are real easy to swap out. All you have to do is just press this little button on it, and then they pull out real easily, just like that. And you can swap in the other one depending on what country you're in. And then the last thing that comes with this device out of the box is a little quick start card. You've got a diagram on the front, and then on the back, you just have some quick start instructions and some warnings as well. So that is everything that comes with the device out of the box. Now to talk about some of the specifications and features about this mini device. So I'll start by talking about the stall force, which I was not able to find any information online on their stall force. However, based on my knowledge of all the different massage guns that I've reviewed, I'm gonna estimate the stall force on this to be somewhere between 10 to 15 pounds, which I will show that here in a little bit once I turn the device on. I did measure the stroke length on this to be 8 millimeters, so that is the distance that this massage head is going to move back and forth from the device. And 8 millimeters for me feels very vibrational. It's not super percussive, but it's just something that comes along with the nature of the mini massage guns. You typically get a smaller stall force and a smaller stroke length. Now this device does only come with one attachment head, so you do have the round ball attachment on it. And again, this is a firm round ball attachment. It is a removable attachment, so in order to remove it, you just counterclockwise twist and pull it off. And inside of the attachment, you'll see there are some little grooves in it that line up with some little plastic that's on the shaft here. It is designed to be a locking mechanism, so in order to put it back on, you just place it on and then rotate it. So it does only come with this one attachment. However, it is compatible with the Fixx 2.0 attachment heads. So if you have that device, you can certainly use those. And I'd also imagine you can buy the attachment heads individually. Now this is a 3-speed device, so in order to turn it on and adjust the speeds, so to turn it on first, you just press this button, and then to adjust the speeds, you're gonna go ahead and press that button again. So the green light there indicates that it's on. That does also indicate the battery life on this. So once this light turns red, the battery life is below 25%. There are no buttons or lights that indicate the speed, but in order to turn on the first speed, you just press and hold this button. And the first speed that it turns on is going to be 1500 percussions per minute. So this is what that looks like, and I'll go ahead and show the stall force here as well. So I'm going to estimate that this stall force here on the lowest speed is right around 5 pounds. You can stall it real easily if you place it on your body anywhere. Even on my arm, I can stall it here. The good thing about when it stalls here is that it does come right back on. In order to adjust the speed to the next speed, you just press the button again. This is going to be 2000 percussions per minute. Again, to show that stall force here. A little bit stronger, but still able to stall it just by putting it on my body. It's not going to stall if you're just floating it over your tissues here like this, but we'll go to the last speed here, which is 2500 percussions per minute. Still pretty easy to stall, but a little bit more difficult. If I wanted to stall it on my body, I still can, but definitely a little bit harder. Again, this just feels very vibrational to me. And you should be only floating it really over your tissues. If you are going to be working on your glutes, your quads, or some of those larger muscle groups, there's a good chance you are going to stall it if you're trying to get a little aggressive with it. But again, the good thing is that it turns back on right away. Now, in terms of noise, I'll hold it by my mic here. It's relatively quiet. This is about 60 decibels on the high speed. On the low speed, it's about 54 decibels from what I measured. So I'll go ahead and turn it off here. In order to turn it off, you just press and hold this button again. Now, this is not a Bluetooth compatible device in any way, so you have no app or anything that you can control with it. One thing I will actually show though is the stall force with the attachment arm on it. So this extension arm is great in theory in my mind, but it's a little bit impractical to use just in the fact that the stall force is so low. So if I go ahead and turn it on here again and put it on the middle speed, I'm actually able to almost get the stall on my back. And even at this angle, it starts to skip and jump because it's really hard to get a lot of pressure just with how long it is. It's really, you can't put a lot of torque against your wrist. So I like the fact that it comes with this handle for what it's designed for. I'll say it's great in theory, poor in execution. So I did just want to show that as well here. Now the battery life on this is about an hour and a half. That's going to vary depending on what speed, how much pressure you're applying against it. They do recommend that you fully charge it. It does take about an hour and a half to fully charge it. It is an 18-volt lithium-ion rechargeable battery, so in order to recharge it, you just take that charging cord and plug it in. It will light up while it's charging, and again, that light is the indicator of the battery life. So if it's green, you're good. If it's red, you're under 25%. And that battery is not removable. Now this device in terms of size, again, it's 3.5 inches in diameter, about 4.5 inches tall, not including the attachment head. It does weigh about a pound, so in terms of weight, it is relatively light. However, the device itself is pretty big. I have pretty big hands here, and it does take up almost my entire palm. So if you do have smaller hands, it is going to be a little bit harder to grip. You might have to grip it a little bit lower down. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult to grip up on the top part here. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this, it is currently $150 on Compex's website. I will put a link down below if you're interested in buying it. And keep an eye out in the description for any sort of coupon codes that I might find. If I do find one, I'll put that down there as well. Now the price on Compex's website is currently the cheapest price that I could find. However, I did find it in a couple other websites for more expensive, even all the way up to like $300 in some places. But I think on Amazon it was about $50 more, and it was a little bit more than that on a couple other websites. So if you are interested in buying it, just make sure you're shopping around to make sure you're getting the best price on that. When you do buy it from Compex's website, it does come with a 2-year warranty, so if anything does go wrong with it, you should be covered there. So that is just a quick overview of the Compex Mini. In terms of things that I like, there's really not a whole lot that I do really like about this. I'll say the extension handle was the thing I was most excited for, and again, great in theory, poor in execution. I think a lot of devices could benefit from something like this if there's a way to be able to generate some more torque to actually apply some pressure on your back. But the fact that it's so long and it's just hard to rotate with your wrist does make that a little difficult, and essentially makes this pretty pointless to me. It kind of just turns it into one of those vibrating wand massagers. So if it's something you're into, certainly awesome there. But for me, it didn't really get the job done. In terms of some things that I think they could work on, I think the size of this is just a little bit too big for people with small hands. I do wish it had a much higher stall force. I also think it could do a little bit longer in stroke length, just with how tall this device, I was actually expecting it to have a longer stroke length just because there's more room in the device for a piston to drive that shaft. So I wish it came with a full instruction manual. So this little instruction card was all it came with. So I actually did go ahead and go on Google and find a full instruction manual that talked about the speeds and some of the battery information. So I just wish they included that with this here. And then lastly, the pouch here. Again, great that they include it, but the fact that it's too small is just honestly kind of funny. It's just an oversight there. They're like, yeah, let's include the case, but let's not measure the parts that it's gonna go in. So it's nice that you can kind of fit everything, and obviously you can cinch it down and for the most part hold everything in, but it would be nice if it just was able to enclose everything. But overall, that's just a quick look at the Compex Mini here. If you guys have specific questions, please go ahead and drop it down in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer those. If you like this review, please consider giving the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. I always appreciate those who do. Otherwise, that is the Compex Fixx Mini. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.